Welcome back, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All, and, there's gonna be a lot of voices I gotta do right now. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. Here we go. December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Oh, what was this guy's voice again? Good morning, Max. Max? Milk? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine we hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now, the dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Flying's all I know how to do. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously? Okay, Nick. Now we know. Hey, Catnip. Oh my god, let's do this. Again with Von Karma. And now the case for one... What? Donna, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So... Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian, Galactica. His name's Billy Bob Johns? It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Eh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose to anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. Her dad is gone, you know. The prosecution is finished. Let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Gumshoe. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. There's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. Yeah, I'm recording. Details of the events. There probably are no holes here unless he messes up again. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at about 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Jesus. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. What's this monkey and ring gonna do? A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Then again, not all evidence does get used. Like, we didn't use the knife last time, I think. Yes, Your Honor. Alright. See if there's any holes. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day, pal. The snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. Hey, what's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? What are we checking the court record? So it's about the snow, right? Blunt force trauma, the back of the head. It snowed about 1 inch, 1.5 inches, he said. Alright. Okay, we'll keep that in mind for later. Press. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and the staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, and I almost forgot, Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch a wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. Okay. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Yes. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10 p.m. 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ah! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright. We'll just have to revisit the testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? The victim was found... Okay, wait, we're there already. A wooden box. That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when it was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked? You say? Wooden box added, okay. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. This wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right? Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron. Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron? I figured they just did it to make the box weirder. Ah! I think we could all do without your guesses, Detective. Stick to what little you actually know. Sorry. Suffice to say, the box is really heavy. Much better. You may continue on, Detective. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. There wasn't much that we could go after Gumshoe at this time. He gave us the facts as he saw them, but there's gotta be more to this. I didn't see anything. But that's why you're the lawyer and I'm the medium. Okay, I'm gonna ask the other two questions about the box. The lock. You said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked? Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. It took quite a bit to open that bad boy up. So, when you found the box, it was locked, correct? Yes, it was. Some of the forensics team took it back to the precinct to crack it open. I see. Continued Detective Gumshoe. But what was inside the damn thing? Okay. Go back. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper. Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle, huh? Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. Hey, I'm not even off the stand yet. There. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Fontcama, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. You must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trill will show up on the stand as well. Ah, there it is. Me. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My name is Trillo Quist. I'm employed as an operator tenor. Excuse me. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was the singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Ahem, me. The world of the law, exciting and daring. Guilt or innocent. Decide by the judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up. Just look at that nose. Look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. I'm realizing I should be talking into that voice through the same voice and try to do it from there. It's so ugly. I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me. I'll let Trilo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm more worried about the testimony in the court. Ouch! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out the witness. Now let's proceed. Hey, Instrad. What you witnessed? Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went over to the plaza. Okay, that's sounding better. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. Okay. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. Yes, chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and, his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, Chess Boy. Well, since you went with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the criminal. Why is that? Here's absolute proof. Silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah! Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Oh my god. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. There we go. The clown. You're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over that place. All over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? By the way, you're a total ass. Next one. What did you do then? I went over to the plaza to do some thinking. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice, warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. But I'm a good thunker? At least my teachers always said I was. What's with the errors? That's when I saw Max heading... read this. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out your ears, lawyers nowadays. No, get the wax out your ears, lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little more effort into preparing your questions. Ow! You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo? That's right, and that's what makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Ben only saw Max? That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Knight? What else do you suppose this witness could have seen? A little thing called the freaking ringmaster. That's the victim. That's correct. Petrillo was at the entrance to the plaza. He should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian de Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just as the witness stated at the scene of the crime? Ah! I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with his testimony. Petrillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. The clown. You're talking about... Oh, okay. That was the whole thing? Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we did these, so here's the one we haven't done yet. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose I would have been around... Hey, what time was it? I think it was around, I'd say, a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is, will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in the weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone? What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Objection! Oh! Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. Nope, but this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Mr. Knight. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? I think it's her, or it's him. But let's just save. Let's say her before we go with him. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Whoa! Did they just kill the puppet? You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Oh, they put them back together easily. Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw, you don't forget it. Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Eh? Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Ah! What? Objection! What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime? However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the thing. Ah! There's actually no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Pain, pain. Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist, please tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? He is right up his A. What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain. More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Right. About the proposal. Don't be so surprised I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. You were going to propose. You, a puppet. Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her, too. Exactly. His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your examination. Did you hear that? His sigh seemed a little wistful. About the proposal. Press. We have the ring. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina? Of course that's what I mean. What kind of stupid question is that? Wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it? That's the truth. Okay. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, Nemsko. You don't think I could find that could match Regina's beauty? Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. An engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right now. Francesca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Push on anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human being. I advise you to cut this argument short. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise the testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring, I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I will hold you in contempt and put you in a fire. Alright, here we go. An engagement ring? It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's going to love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's got to be something I can catch him on. I'm gonna catch it. Yeah, he kept it in his pocket. He doesn't have it anymore. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You've got to be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I really... You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times, but I lost count. But that ugly snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob, he couldn't possibly be talking about me, Max Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his woodblock in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? So, you are still thinking of trying to give it to Regina? Of course I am. Spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give that up easily. I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck. Uh-oh, the judge has that dazed look again. Maybe he should get out more. When do we present the ring? I was like, you mean this ring? Present the ring, I guess. There you go. Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh, looks like they're going double teaming now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine! Give it back, thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said... In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Ah! Oh no. What's going on here? That's... Man, say something! Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money? Like a bank vault? Ah, that filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slander. Slandering innocent fiats in my court. What's a fiat? What's a fiat? Thought that was a car. Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. God damn it. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know. That night, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. What? Yeah. Ooh. Oh no. Oh dear. Gonna need more juice after this. Man, what's it with you? Oh, whatever. There's nothing to do with anything, especially not with who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide who has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trillo Quist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring snatching monkey money. Monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this slow loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben doesn't exercise enough. Ben's testimony has a flaw. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated he chased after Money the monkey. when the witness was off chasing money, there was no one watching the plaza. Why did she do that? It's such a weird reaction. Like, oh no, my chest. What? What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Why are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza in the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that the someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. What? Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dwarf-face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it, I saw that worthless lie. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw that night. I told you so many times. You think you'd know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it will change some more. Where there's one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. Round 3. Witnessing Max. I gave you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him and he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactic at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. But that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him? How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose, 5 minutes, I think. But the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. I'll give you that night I was waiting for that night for Regina. I keep fumbling for some reason. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4. Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. Only 2 of those eyes work. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night? Of course I saw of course that's where I saw him coming from. I was staying at the entrance to the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. This makes it that the only potential killer would be Regina, right? About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time I was when I saw him. It's at 10 minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now what time is it? Indeed, what time was it? What time was it? Let me think about that for a second. I'm not good at math. It was 10:10 p.m. Oh, yes, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. Because that's the time that I saw Max on the scene. Okay. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night? You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You've got something to add? Let me guess, that's not it, Trillo? You say good evening at night? I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer you if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible. Performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know that better. There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Ben's half the comedy act. There's something wrong with Ben. Scum save. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if a pro was to review your work, he would... Ah! You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ah! You should know better. Ow! 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 That hurts! That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. That's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping we would just get more on Ben there. Okay. Let's do the middle one then. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being so nice to him? Good point. It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How's it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand. Ah! That hurt! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You'd have learned that back in grade school. He did! There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. What was the other choice? Scum save in case I waste your time. Nothing special. I guess it's kind of petty to badmouth someone's performance. I think so too. I guess you really are right all the time. Glad to see you finally coming around to that. Continue with the cross-examination, please. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said? I told you already. Jeez, I am 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? Those three ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Silcat! Cloak, white roses. So, this is Silcat. Cloak, white roses, everybody. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try it, right, Nick? We've got to have something that will prove useful. Alright, time to go to work. Let's go with this. The broken bottle. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head. Yeah! Oh dear. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's meta charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Yeah! Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime of the scene? I didn't tell a single lie, honestly, I just... That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? I want to say he saw a different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You... Will the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening, then? I want to think it's Russell Berry dressed up in the outfit. Am I right or wrong? Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor. It is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah. I suppose you've got the point there. It was Russell It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? How do you gulp as a... Answer the question, Mr. Quist. They put him back together really fast. Order! How do you respond to this? Well, wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. Fool. I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Or was it Ringmaster? One, Mr. Russell Berry. Prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols? Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You've got to remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone, all together now. Oh! Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses. Wait. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? We just did that, didn't we? Miss Von Karma. You have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant. Well, If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes! I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but... But? Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide beyond a shadow of a doubt an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare the next witness. Court is now in recess. Time to play some kickball. To be continued, okay. That's good, because my throat needs a little break. We have to do the clown next. But time for Clown Town. Turn that frown around. It's time for Clown Town. Okay, so that is it for this episode. Next one's gonna be Mo the Clown, and that's gonna be nuts on the throat. It's really random to, of course, lady marrying a puppet. Was it rich millionaire? I can't remember how many million she has. 30, 40 million? I forget. She married a dolphin. You got enough money, you can marry whatever the hell you want. She married a dolphin. A dolphin. A dolphin. $40 million. You can do whatever you want. So you can marry a dolphin. I would like to have money, but not so much that I could lose my damn mind and marry a dolphin. That's, crazy. What if she became a widow because the dolphin got stuck in like a tuna trap? That would be horrible. That'd be horrible. Well, that's the game for now. I have fun watching. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.